God, you have a thing for the nanny.
Oh, please. Oh, excuse me? He's just telling me that my kids are asleep.
Right.
And besides, he's a lot more adult than those guys you set me up with.
In a 24-year-old kind of way.
Yeah, so from Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones to George and Amal Clooney, a big age gap. It can be the perfect recipe for lasting love, but now there's a new dating app catering to those who are just looking for that, and it's called 20 Dating. It's a bit controversial. It's matching singles with a partner decades younger or older.
Yeah, joining us now is relationship expert Melissa Ferrari. Hi, Melissa.
Hey.
Hello. Please explain, what are your thoughts on this app matching people with a 20-year age gap?
Well, I think it's a great idea, really, because it really cuts out the when people are on other apps where there's certain date ranges. And so if you are particularly looking for someone where that 28-year age gap is there, it's probably not going to come up in the search for you. So it really just narrows your field. What I think's great about this is that if people going on and they're aware of what they're after, so there's a whole lot more transparency. And I think transparency when you're starting out dating is one of the most important things.
See, you make this sound so rational and reasonable. Okay, so who do you think then will be using this app?
Well, it is shown that it's probably around 65 to 66% of men are more inclined to.
No surprise there.
What a surprise. Yeah, Kelsey Freeze. Go on.
Yeah. Well, men will look for a younger woman more commonly than a woman will look for a younger man. So there is those statistics there, which, as you say, are probably fairly obvious. But I think, a lot of things kind of come up from this, and we hear people say if a younger woman wants an older guy, it's about daddy issues or stuff that they haven't worked through with their dad.
Is that true, or is that just a trope?
Look, it may well be true, but I'm yet to find someone who isn't in a relationship working through their past anyway. So I think it's just another version of it, really.
Yeah, good point. I mean, what do you think the advantages, and I guess there's disadvantages too, for couples with a 20-year age gap?
Well, I think the advantage, of course, if you're somebody that's going for an older person, well, then you're going to be able to draw on their experience. They might be financially more established than you. They've lived a whole lot more life. And hopefully, if there's someone who has lived wisely, they might even have some tips for you. And for someone who is younger, dating somebody older, well, they're going to bring a little bit more vitality. It's going to bring a little bit more excitement to the relationship, a little bit more novelty, a little bit more newness. So I think that if someone is really after that and that is their preference, I think it can really, really work.
Are we starting to normalise this now with an app like this? There used to be this stigma, like if someone dated someone that was younger than them, like quite significantly younger, people would be like, oh, is that your daughter? There'd be those sort of conversations now. Do you think that we're breaking through that with apps like this?
Yeah, I do. I think it's kind of time to forget that stigma. We really have evolved a whole lot more. And when you really think about maturity levels, 20 years can mean two people really match quite well, because 20 years is perfect for them because of where they are in their development and maturity.
You're saying guys aren't mature enough when they're younger.
Well,
is that what you're saying?
You need to wait for
and
them
I'm
to grow
not
up.
saying that at all, but because sometimes women are, but I do think that maturity levels is what's more important in relationship, and that you match in that way rather than it be the number, whether you're 60, 40 or 20.
What if you're dating? What's your advice to couples who are dating younger or older?
Well, I think be aware that you're probably going to get a whole lot of flack from people outside, maybe even your family. You are probably going to get people looking at you thinking, with the kind of remarks people make, the little sniggers that you get. Be able to work that out between the two of you. Stay close, have each other's back on these kind of things because of the negativity, particularly around family. And I think enjoy it together, draw on each other's advantages and disadvantages and embark on it in a fun kind of way. And I think really the richness of a relationship is not about how old someone is, and I really feel quite strongly about that.
Yeah.
And we've got to remember, love is love.
Love is love. Thank you for
Perfect
that.
way to
What a
finish.
dismount. Melissa, always a delight to speak to you. You make things seem so reasonable. Good on you.
Thanks, Melissa.
Thanks.
Still to